Welcome back guys to another Zero DTE video, and today Ernie's going to be talking about probabilities inside the Zero DTE strategy, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description where you can find Ernie's course. Enjoy guys.
When we're putting on trades, we're thinking totally in terms of probabilities. Everything that we do is about probabilities. And for that reason, we're not sitting here trying to figure out how to be right, because we recognize clearly that trying to choose direction, trying to choose the right setup or whatever is more or less a crapshoot. What we're more interested in is getting a capital efficient trade on, putting our price out there, putting our strategy out there, and then letting the probabilities do their work. Of course, there are some ways that we feel we can increase the odds a bit in terms of when we put the trade on and that sort of thing, but not much else. So our strategy is to collect premium on the Zero DTE event for SPX options. We also look at NDX options as well as the E-mini S&P and XSP and all the other derivatives, the other indexes. Anything that has 5 expirations in a week. So that would include the SPX, the E-mini, and the XSP, and the NDX. There are other indexes like the RUT that has 3 days a week. You can even go with the gold index that has 3 days a week, but we haven't really made much use of those. We like the SPX and the NDX as our primary way of playing the Zero DTE event. And of course, the Zero DTE event is special because, well, each day that there's a Zero DTE event, the premium on that contract is going to dwindle down to nothing by the end of the day at 4 o'clock. And like I said, that happens 5 days a week. And we want to be there when that happens, or at least try to take the best advantages we can. Now, we know that if we were just strictly trying to capture the premium, that would be a very difficult thing. So we let 2 things go in our favor, or 2 things that are working simultaneously. One would be price action, and the other would be that premium decay. Now, we can collect premium and value from these options even without actually getting inside of the strategy. It's not necessary. As a matter of fact, I would say that 75 to 80% of all of our returns occur outside of the profit tent of the strategy. And so the way that works is we're using out-of-the-money butterflies as our way to collect premium. And we do that by putting a long butterfly out of the money far enough away so that we can control our risk to reward. And that's a very important concept, being able to put on what we call a capital efficient trade. So we're putting on a trade that got a good risk to reward so that we're not experiencing any major drawdowns or any other type of calamity that could go against us, and so that we can stay in the game and still have the potential for a very large return. Now, because we're putting it out of the money and putting it relatively far away from us, there's one of 2 possibilities that's going to happen when we put our trade on. Either the trade's going to go towards our strategy or it's going to go away from our strategy. Now, if it goes away from our strategy, obviously that's going to be a losing trade. So that's one of the reasons why we put on an extreme risk to reward type of scenario, or an asymmetric trade where the risk is very small compared to the potential for the reward. And typically we're looking for anywhere from 1 to 9 to 1 to 15 in terms of that risk to reward. So we're putting it pretty far out of the money. And so with that, we have to then accommodate or account for, well, what are the odds that price, if it does go in our direction, what are the odds that it's going to come in far enough for us to make some money? And of course, there's going to be different odds associated with different levels of return that we're going to get. And as I said, the vast majority of our trades, about 70 to 80%, somewhere in that range, will never make it inside of the strategy. However, the P&L curve of a butterfly extends well beyond the butterfly itself. And particularly when you first put that trade on, you could be 10, 20, 30, 50 points away from the fly. And when you put that on, the butterfly P&L extends all the way out to there. And so if you start moving towards the butterfly, you're going to be in profit immediately. Now, it's a race against time in that case, because if you don't move fast enough and towards the fly fast enough, there's only a limited amount of profit that you can make. And if you don't take that profit, then that premium is going to continue to decay and slowly contract until it fills up the butterfly.
Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button below. If there's any questions that you might have for Coach Ernie, make sure you leave them in the comment section. Thanks, guys.